Hi guys, Jeremy with Four Sons Off-Road. So we just finished up another great truck for a customer. This is a 2002 Suzuki Carry DA62T. So one of the questions that we see come up the most is, how do I find the serial number of my mini truck? What year is it? Where do I get that information? Well, we're going to show you that today. Now this information is specific to, a DA62, but most mini trucks are going to be very similar. I know the older Suzukis, DB52s, DD51s, this information is easy to find, even the Daihatsus, things like that. But let's go over a few things. So, stamped into your chassis, now this is a DA62T. Here's our chassis ID, also known, of course, as a serial number, what we would call here in Canada as a VIN number. That's the most common place you're going to find that serial number. Now, this being a DA62, I know the DB52s are basically the same place. On the DD51s, the older, 1998 and prior Suzukis, you've got your fender well sitting right here. That same number is literally visible right on the trim of your fender well. That's similar to the Daihatsus as well. Now, one other place we can find that number on this DA62, there's a ID tag right on the side of the truck here. So we've got a lot of awesome information here that you're going to want on your truck if you're looking for parts or anything like that. So of course we've got our model, which is the DA62T. We've got that same chassis number right there, K6A engine, color code, and then this is the model type, which basically denotes what type of parts go, like when that truck was built, what trim level it's got, that sort of thing. Now this little blue ID tag, sometimes you'd see it tucked down in, behind the in the engine bay against the wall. On some of the older Suzukis, I think it was actually on, underneath. This air box isn't there. On the other side, under the passenger side, places like that. Now again, if your truck, you've got to have your ID tag, stamped somewhere, unless the truck's been modified completely to the point where that has either been filed off, worn off, or painted over, and you can't see it. I know these ID tags on the older trucks will disappear, especially if a guy paints the truck and things like that. And some of these ID tags, I'll be honest with you, don't even have the chassis number on it on the older ones. A lot of them had all the other information but didn't have the chassis number, so that's where you have to find your stamp chassis number. Now, if you've got an older truck, it's been repainted, you have no idea what it is, you cannot find your chassis number there, ID tag is gone. Your last hope to have some hope of finding when your truck was made was to go to the seatbelt. Now on the seatbelts are a time-sensitive car part, so when they're building these trucks they're using very new stock. So you can see the information there. It says that this was manufactured in 2002, and this is a 2002 Suzuki Carry. Now, awesome though, if you have your chassis number, we're going to show you where you can actually look up the actual production date of this truck. Alright, so now that we have our chassis number, we're simply going to sit down at the computer. Now, I'm not endorsing any specific websites, any specific exporters. I literally am sitting down, going to Google, and typing in Japanese car production date, hit search, and I don't even know. I'm just going to click on the first one here, and lo and behold, what do we have? So check manufacturer year. So let's check. We've got a Suzuki, and our chassis number is DA62T. Let's put the dash in there just because, and it was 343765. Now let's hit search and see what we come up with. This is pretty cool. This is basically all the exact same information that was on that ID tag, but with some more important info. So year of production, 2002. Month of production is the third month, and they don't have a lot of extra info on these little carries here, but we do have the the catalog number, the type code, the body code, color, all that other information is there as well. Now this is super important information. If you're importing a vehicle from Japan, in Canada anyways, you need to know specifically the year and month of production. And this can be really helpful if you're looking for parts. 2001 and 2002 are perfect examples of that for Suzuki. 2001, so this is a DB52, this little model here. Mid 2001, they actually switched to the
DA62. So you could actually have a 2001 DB52 or a 2001 DA62, literally just depending on when that thing was made. So that's why it's really important to find that chassis ID tag so that you actually know what type of truck you have. And then the next year they did it again. So we've got a 2002 DA62. And then what did they do? Halfway through 2002, they switched to the DA63 style. So we can have a 2002 DA63 and a 2002 DA62. It really all comes down to that chassis number and the month of production. So you really do want to, pay attention to that and check it out for sure.
All right, so hopefully that information was helpful for you. Now, be sure to like this video, comment on it if you have any questions. We'd be happy to try to answer those for you. And definitely, if you'd like to learn more, go to our website, foursonsoffroad.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube.